Hello, beautiful humans. I'm Gemma Joan, and today we're talking about childhood trauma and healing the inner child and the importance of this in the process of awakening. Because most of us have woundings, probably everybody has some sort of trauma or issue that they've been carrying with them since they were small. That they may not even know that it's something that's weighing you down. Often we don't realize that it's a trauma or a wounding until we get to a certain part of our life. And other times we're very much aware that this is a huge trauma that we've been carrying with us our whole lives. And these traumas and these childhood issues, these things that we experience when we're very young can range from very intense to what may not seem like a big deal, but at that age was a very, very big deal. And it causes a really deep pain and disconnect in ourselves because often what happens when we're experiencing that kind of trauma is that a piece of us, piece of our energy breaks off. And that's why they refer to it as the inner child, because part of our energy, part of us is stuck back at that age where that incident occurred. And as we move through life and as we start to move through the awakening process, these issues start to come back up to the surface. They start to come back into our awareness, back into our consciousness, causing us a lot of pain, usually as they come back into the awareness because they're ready to be healed, because they need to be healed in order for us to become fully conscious, awakened human beings that can deeply connect with ourselves on every level. We have to heal the part of ourselves that's been broken off so that we can be whole and complete individuals. So during the awakening process, these traumas and these woundings often come back. They come to the surface and often are really painful, can almost like debilitate us so that we can't function, so that we're almost back at that time where that pain occurred, and they can really knock us out or just make us really confused and suck a lot of our energy from us, not quite knowing how to handle the pain that's been coming back in our lives. And, it's interesting because when we experience these things as a kid, often we just kind of accept that it was normal, that it was a normal thing that happened, because perhaps it was, a family member or someone in our family. And at that age, we don't really understand what's happening. And so we go through most of our lives thinking it was normal, but it's still causing us a lot of pain, causing a lot of our limiting beliefs and old programming is often created around these traumas. And so even though we may think it is kind of normal, we're still carrying the wounds of that with us. And so as we get older, we realize, hey, that was pretty fucked up. That wasn't really normal at all. And then we have to start to do the work of healing that. And it can be especially difficult because we become attached to these issues. They become part of who we are and how we've defined ourselves over all of these years. And also the idea of letting them go, we often think that that means that it's then justified, that we're saying like that's okay that that happened if we let it go, which of course is absolutely not true, because by letting it go, by healing yourself, and by finding a way to forgive what happened, we are actually freeing ourselves completely. There's no justification of what happened. It happened. It's over and it happened. And yes, it was probably completely fucked up. but carrying it around with us just makes it so much worse. And so then that leads us to the idea of forgiveness, which is a really big topic, probably a topic for another video. But forgiveness is really essential to healing that inner child, because it's not saying that it's okay that you did this and I forgive you. Forgiveness isn't really even about the other person, it's about you. And it's about freeing yourself from that weight that you've been carrying around with you your whole life and using it to continually hurt yourself with. And totally unconsciously, but that is the pattern that happens as we as we carry these traumas with us. We just use them um, to hurt ourselves again and again, by pulling the memory back up, by having to think about it and just even carry it in our bodies. So forgiveness is really about connecting with the part of you that was so hurt and showing compassion to that part and letting that energy of what happened go. And as you let that energy go, the part of you, the part of your inner child that's been disconnected comes back. And then you're able to more fully connect with who you are, with your authentic nature. But this can be really, really tricky work. This can be very hard to do on your own. So if you are struggling with this, struggling to even understand how to do this, then please reach out to me and we can talk. And I can share the work that I do with my clients and see if it would be a good fit for you. So until then, I'm just sending you all so much love and reminding you to love the shit out of yourself as you go through this and work through these issues. And if you have any questions, just leave them here in the comments. So thank you guys all for listening. I want to say hi to everybody, Jennifer and Laura and Ashley, Alana and Jamie. I think there's probably more of you that I can't see, but thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the Facebook group.